Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Ohio.
As a team, we can't be losing game, and they're as umpire, these are like really important games. Like, they can't be like missing calls like that. Even when Manchi was pitching against Dodger, he struck him out and he called a ball. Then with Mauer, he struck him out, he called a ball. Santana, really low pitch, he called a strike. Like, what is that?
Overcast night tonight in Minneapolis, Minnesota. From Target Field tonight, the Indians and Minnesota Twins, Game 2 in this 3-game series, as the Indians will try to even it up at a game apiece and get a win they desperately need to stay in that wild card hunt. Hi again, everybody, and for Matt Underwood tonight, I'm Al Pulowski along with Rick Manning. And Rick, last night the Indians lost a tough one to the Minnesota Twins, and the third inning was really the key inning.
Well, Danny Salazar thought he was out of that inning. As a matter of fact, there was 2 outs, nobody on, a 3-2 pitch right there down the heart of the plate. He didn't get the call. You can see it really crushed him right there. But what he did, he folded. He didn't get tougher, and they started to get their hits. Then the triple comes. Michael Brantley makes a dive, hurts himself. He ends up coming out of the ball game after that. They get a double, and then another double. Mauer hits one to the left center field, and that was all the scoring that Minnesota did on the night. Because of one call, it got away from the Indians, and they got beat 3-1. And when you look at the wild card standings, and that includes today, Houston got beat again. Now Minnesota just a game and a half behind them. The Los Angeles Angels are the same way, game and a half. You look at the Indians, they're 4 back. So it's getting tough. It's getting crowded up at the top, and they're going to have to win tonight.
Only 13 games left. Definitely an important game for both teams. Indians and Twins coming up in just a few moments. Corey Kluber's on the mound for the Tribe, but when we come back, we'll talk about the passing of a legend in Major League Baseball. Stay here. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud sponsors of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. Minneapolis at Target Field. Indians and Twins, game 2 in this 3-game series. Hoping to get started on time here. Looks like we will, but there is a light mist falling, as it's been really falling for the last 3 hours or so, but nothing too heavy. And we appreciate you joining us here tonight as we get you ready for the ball game. However, we found out earlier today that Yogi Berra passed away last night at the age of 90. Andre Knott joins us now. And Andre, boy, talk about the passing of a legend. Yogi Berra is about as legendary as it gets.
Yes, you are absolutely correct, Al. And I got to tell you, it's not a light mist anymore. The rain is coming down pretty hard right now. But as you said, we're going to start on time. Yogi Berra is being mourned throughout the baseball community after his loss last night, and even in the Indians clubhouse for Terry Francona, whose father knew a lot about Yogi. But also, he talked about his time as the manager of the Boston Red Sox and when Yogi Berra would come over to the clubhouse prior to a game.
He used to always pop his head in at Yankee Stadium and sit on the couch and start talking. And because it was Yogi, we'd fly right past. It'd be like the media time, and I'd be like, "Come on," and he'd be sitting there and telling stories, and just you could tell how fond everybody is of him. You could walk in a room, a clubhouse, and just like that's where he belonged.
That really was the prevailing attitude about Yogi Berra, Rick, a guy that everybody talks so fondly about and a guy that people just love to hear him tell his stories.
Well, as great as he was as a ball player, he even managed, both teams in New York. He was truly a legend, and I mean, I've never met him personally, but I know the stories you hear about him, he was all baseball, no question about it.
And some of his sayings will live on forever. No question about that. So here tonight in Minneapolis, we're getting set for the Indians and Twins. And we should get started on time, even though you can see some of the hoodies up down there in the Indians dugout is trying to stay dry. And Corey Kluber eventually will take the mound for the Tribe. And for Minnesota, it'll be Phil Hughes. We'll have the starting lineups for you and more when we come back. Once again, today we mourn the passing of a legend. Yogi Berra died last night at the age of 90. Big ball game here tonight As far as the wild card race goes, Indians and Twins. Phil Hughes on the field. You can see the rain is coming down here, but we're going to get this one started. And the Indians looking to even up this series at a game apiece. Along with Rick Manning and Andre Knott, I'm Al Pulowski. Jim Murphy producing. Pat Murray directing. Let's take a look at our starting lineups tonight. Brought to you by Progressive Insurance for the Tribe. Jason Kipnis will lead it off. Jose Ramirez in the 2-hole for the first time in his major league career. Francisco Lindor will bat third. Then it's Santana, Gomes, and Chisenhall. Roberto Perez is the designated hitter tonight, followed by Almonte and Aviles.
Northern Ohio Honda dealer starting pitcher Phil Hughes, making his second start since coming off the DL. He's 10-9 with a .458. He has pitched 3 times against the Indians this year. 3 starts. He's 1-2 with an .844. The last time he pitched against the Indians, he went on the disabled list. He had some back inflammation, and that was his first stint on the DL as a Minnesota Twin. So his cutter hasn't been working this year. The Indians have beat him around a little bit. We're going to see what goes on tonight. But boy, that rain has started, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop. So they're going to have to try and play through this, Al.
Yeah, try to get at least 5 innings in, and of course they don't want a doubleheader tomorrow and you're running out of time. When would you make this game up?
Well, there is no time.
So Jason Kipnis steps in against Phil Hughes, first batter tonight. And he takes a strike from Hughes. Numbers on Kipnis. He's really taken that leadoff role that he took at the end of April. Hughes quickly ahead here. First pitch time at 7:11 tonight, Central. Kipnis stays alive. Now the Indians, Rick, really need this one tonight. Minnesota needs it too, but the Indians much more so.
Well, Houston getting beat earlier today 6-5 by the Angels again for the second straight time, so it's getting a lot tighter up at the top.
That one pops straight back, foul.
Hughes is a guy that throws a lot of strikes, only 16 walks on the year in 149 and a third innings. He pitches well in this ballpark. He's 8-3 at home with a 4.10 ERA.
Kipnis right back up the middle, and that one will drop in front of the center fielder Aaron Hicks for a base hit. Good 2-strike hitting there by Kipnis.
Let's set that Twins defense for you, brought to you by Ram. In the outfield is going to be Rosario starting in left. Hicks is in center. Hunter over in right. Plouffe at third. Escobar at short. Dozier at second. Mauer is at first. Suzuki doing the catching.
Here's a look at the umpires for tonight's game. Dan Bellino calling balls and strikes. Bruce Dreckman over at first base. Alfonso Marquez at second. Crew chief Tom Hallion is at third. Here's Jose Ramirez. Moved up to the 2-hole tonight with Michael Brantley out of the starting lineup. Dropping down to the 3-hole is Francisco Lindor. So a little bit different look here, Rick, to the top of the Indians order.
Yeah, and it for me is the right thing to do. You just slide Lindor down, who's been swinging the bat so well for the Indians, with Brantley out of the lineup.
Maris pops that one straight back into the seats. Nice one-handed catch right in front of us.
These people in Minnesota, they go after him. They've got good hands.
They were expecting a decent crowd tonight. However, the rain has kept some of those away. Still not bad for what we've got. A lot of folks are mingling in the concourse here. Ramirez again straight back. Might have another chance.
Same people got it. How about that?
The fellow that made the one-handed catch was right next to the fellow that caught it. There's the group. They already have some souvenirs. Ramirez to left field. Rosario trots in to make the catch, one away. Let's take a look at our window systems weather for tonight here in Minneapolis. Yes, it is raining. It's been a little bit off and on, but it's got a little bit worse lately. Scattered thunderstorms are in the area. We do expect heavier rain later tonight. Right now, 69 degrees.
It's going to be here all night long, but they decided they have to try and start this. The Twins on this homestand, they had to play a doubleheader against the Angels this weekend.
So here's Lindor hitting in that 3-hole. Now 0-2 to Francisco Lindor with Jason Kipnis at first base. One out here in the top of the first. Lindor sees that one outside for a ball.
Well, Hughes is a guy, he's all around the plate. Great control. There's a fastball, he has a cutter and a curveball. There he tries to make that cutter on the outside part of the plate come in. The last time he faced the Indians, it wasn't cutting, it was very flat. He's given up 29 home runs on the year. He's a guy that has to stay out of the middle part of the plate.
And a swing and a miss for Francisco Lindor. Second out of the inning, first strikeout for Phil Hughes. Let's take a look at the keys to the game. It's brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Hughes, of course, has given up the long ball in his career. And how long is the leash for Corey Kluber? That's a great question.
Well, we'll find out. You know, we didn't know how long he was going to go last time. It was only 61 pitches and 4 innings. Hopefully it's going to be a lot longer tonight.
Santana drives that one to right field, but it's going to hang up there. Torrey Hunter records it for the final out of the inning. So the Indians get the leadoff man aboard, but can't move him any further. No score. Bottom of the first coming up. First inning here in Minneapolis. Drive fails to score in the top half. Let's take a look at the Twins lineup presented by Toyota. Aaron Hicks will lead it off, then Dozier, Mauer, Sano, the cleanup batter, the DH, Plouffe, Rosario, and Torrey Hunter currently on a 10-game hitting streak. Kurt Suzuki batting 8th, Eduardo Escobar hitting 9th.
And Corey Kluber is our Northern Ohio Honda dealer starting pitcher. Kluber on the year 8-14, but 3 starts against Minnesota. He's 2-0 and a 1.38 ERA. Has a no decision. That was the first one of the year right here in Minnesota. He went 8 innings, gave up a couple of runs, and left with the score tied at 2. And then he Had a couple of complete games against him in his last 2 starts in August.
Aaron Hicks bunts the first pitch from Corey Kluber, fields it, flips to first. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Now we'll take a look at the Tribe defense, which is brought to you by Ram, and it looks like this. In the outfield, Aviles in left, Almonte center, Chisenhall in right, Ramirez at third, Lindor at short, Kipnis is at second, Santana at first, Yan Gomes catching.
And with 1 out here in the first inning, Brian Dozier steps in. Hitting just .238 this year, but 27 home runs for the Twins' second baseman.
Loves the high fastball. Got up on top of one of Salazar's last night and hit the double back in that 3rd inning when the Twins scored all 3 of their runs yesterday. But he's been slumping lately.
Yeah, hitting just .200 on this current Twins homestand. 6 for 30 at the plate. And a line drive, but a right to Lindor. 2 quick outs here in the first inning.
Yeah, both these pitchers are going to be around the plate, so you're going to see the hitters get aggressive.
All right, let's sit down to the field now. Andre joins us. And Andre, what do we expect tonight from Kluber pitch-wise?
Well, with Corey Kluber, because of the shape that he takes care of himself and how good he takes care of himself, they expect him to be able to pitch as many pitches as he can. Like I said in the pregame, endurance was more the worry early on with him in his last start. So you'd look for him to go to about 85 to 100 pitches tonight, hopefully, if we can stay out of this rain.
Yeah, that would be good. There's Joe Mauer with 2 outs and nobody on. Strike 1 from Corey Kluber, just his 4th pitch of the night. So if he can have an economical inning, that'll be good.
Always bodes well when the pitcher can come back and have a less than a 10-pitch inning.
Joe Mauer now pretty much the Twins' full-time first baseman. Two and 1 now to Mauer. Comes into tonight since September 8th. He's batting .429 with runners in scoring position, and it doesn't really matter where he's playing. Catcher, first base, DH. Always finds a way to come up with those clutch hits. Count even on Mauer. Now it runs full to the Twins' first baseman. Miguel Sano would be next. Boy, Sano is really standing over from that on Dexter.
Yeah, he wants to get a good look.
Bauer sends that one to left field. Avila's heading over. He will not get there. It is a foul ball, however.
Boy, just sliced foul. He wasn't going to get there.
It was not foul by much. There's not a lot of room down in that left field corner.
Yeah, not that deep. When you get out toward the wall, there's probably about 30 feet to 40 feet out there where you can see there's just about 3 or 4 feet of foul territory.
So we'll do it again at 3-2 to Joe Mauer. And a swing and a miss. Corey Kluber records the strikeout, his first tonight. Twins go 3 up, 3 down. After 1 here at Target Field. We're scoreless. Bit of a mist still coming down, and we expect some heavier stuff later. So as we talked about earlier, we want to get this game started and get it in as the season winds down, but not too bad. Warm night tonight, 69 degrees at first pitch. All things considered, could be a lot worse.
Oh, absolutely.
Hitters 5, 6, and 7 in the Tribe lineup here in the second inning. Gomes, Chisenhall, and Roberto Perez. Gomes doing the catching tonight. Roberto Perez, the DH. Now Gomes takes strike one from Phil Hughes. This is Phil Hughes' third appearance in the month of September. He had a start back on September 15th. Went just 3 innings, took the loss against the Tigers. Then back on the 19th against the Angels, had a relief appearance on a couple of innings. Gomes sends that one high in the air to the right side. Mauer over near the stands. He'll have room. I'll make the catch for the first out. Let's take a look at our injury report, brought to you by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Michael Brantley for injury his right shoulder last night. He's day to day. You see his numbers there on the season. The latest on Michael Brantley, set down to Andre Knott.
Well, it's a jammed right shoulder, Al, and basically the Indians are saying he feels better than he did last night. He's hoping to get in the cage sometime tonight during the game. As you said, he's day to day, but they feel better about the situation because he was able to come in today and it wasn't worse than it was last night when he left the ballpark.
Well, that's definitely good to hear. Yeah, that's a hitter the Indians are going to need down the stretch.
Yeah, you can't lose him and expect to go out and put up some runs.
Donnie Chisenhall bangs that one up the middle. It'll trickle into center field. After the shortstop Escobar got a piece of it. Lonnie's aboard with the Indians' second hit with 1 out here in the second.
Yeah, that ball shot by Phil Hughes, and it looked like Escobar was in position to make the play. He's playing him right up the middle. That split, it almost went right over second base. He just comes up empty. Got a piece of the glove, but never could get it into the to the mitt. So Lonnie with a base hit.
So here's Roberto Perez. Rick, you and I were talking before the game why Gomes catching, why Perez DHing tonight.
Well, Perez, as a matter of fact, had a start against Hughes earlier in the year. Ended up going 3 for 3. He's 5 for 9 in his career with a homer, so that's why he's out there DHing.
He takes strike one from Phil Hughes. Numbers on Perez this season. One and one now to Perez. Well, Phil Hughes has not gone near 100 pitches since August 4th when he threw 99 against Toronto. Then he had that next start against the Tribe, Rick, when he went on the disabled list after it. Just 3 innings, 63 pitches, and he gave up 7 runs.
And yeah, had the back inflammation. He's not. He won't go 100 pitches tonight. He's right around probably 80 pitches, I would think.
Perez fouls that one off.
Especially in the conditions that are going on tonight, you don't know how it's not going to get any better. Let's put it that way. So both these pitchers pretty much going to be on a limit.
One and two to Roberto Perez with Lonnie Chisenhall at first base. Fastball inside.
Let's take a look at it on our Nissan pitch tracker. Inside, you can see it had the line in the batter's box. So that was about 4 or 5 inches off the plate in.
Two pitches thus far tonight for Hughes. Slow one is just outside.
He's looking like he thought he had one there. He's in awe, and that looked like a pretty good pitch. Breaking ball. Yep. Where was it? Boy, oh boy. I'll tell you what, this crew here, what do you have to throw? Right down the middle?
Well, I think Salazar did that.
Well, he tried last night and didn't get it called. That was a strike there.
So now the count full to Perez. Chisenhall bluffs like he's going to go. Dozier went to cover. The ball hit right at him, and it turns into a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. So Phil Hughes and the Twins get out of it. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning here at Minneapolis. Still scoreless, Twins and Tribe. Second inning. And the rain gear is out. Thumbs up. All right.
Well, these people in Minnesota, they don't care. They're out duck hunting. They love this weather.
Absolutely. Middle of the order for Minnesota. Sano, Plouffe, Rosario. Hitters 4, 5, and 6 against Kluber. Miguel Sano takes strike 1. He's the designated hitter tonight for Paul Molitor. Corey Kluber had just a 10-pitch first inning. Two and one now to the Twins rookie. Rick, I know you and Matt talked about it last night. So, in the conversation for Rookie of the Year, but you compare him with Lindor and Correa. I think both are a little bit better.
No question. He's by trade a third baseman, but he's been getting a lot of his at-bats, as a DH. Those other two have an impact on both sides of the ball. The defense that they play, their base running is outstanding. But I mean, when you look at his power numbers, and he's going to be around for a while, 17 homers, 49 RBIs, and he's hitting 277. It's a fine start. Good pitch.
Outside corner for a strike. Sano disagrees.
That was right there, knees corner. Outside edge coming back right there. Perfect pitch.
Sano fouls that one off. It's been a nice crop of young players that we got our first looks at this year. Once we talked about Chicago, of course, Chris Bryant for the Cubs.
Oh, there's a lot of good young ball players coming up throughout baseball.
Sano stays alive. There's Francisco Lindor for the Tribe. He, along with Correa and Sano, has played shortstop in the past. I don't know if that's his ultimate position here at this level, but maybe the return of the shortstops that can have some pop in their bat. We haven't seen that for a few years.
No, they have not.
And Sano swings and misses. Corey Kluber, his second consecutive strikeout. One away here in the second inning. Well, speaking of Rookie of the Year and Miguel Sano, Andre, what do you think?
Well, you know, I love the debate, and I know both the shortstops have done a great job, but the one thing I'll say for Sano, he's hit some key home runs for this Twins ball club, and as a rookie, just like the other ones, he's hitting in the middle of the lineup. I mean, over the last month, he's driven in most of their big runs, if you look at it, with home runs and extra innings. I think he still is in the running if they're in the running for the playoffs.
You know, the funny thing is when you don't get to watch a guy play day in and day out, we have the opportunity to see Lindor, so you know. I mean, that kid in Houston's very good, and you're right. I mean, Sano has been here. He's been a big part of it. You have to watch these guys day in and day out to appreciate it more.
There's Trevor Plouffe quickly down to the count 0-2. And talking about those three guys, they are a reason all three teams are still in the playoff hunt. Lindor for Cleveland, Correa for Houston, and Sano for Minnesota. Plouffe to left field. First hit of the night off Corey Kluber. He's going for second. Aviles comes up with the ball. Kipnis applies the tag, but it's not in time. But also for Trevor Plouffe. He's got a double with one out here in the second.
I'll tell you, this Minnesota team, they did it last night. They're not taking any chance. They are running out of the batter's box, and they're thinking double all the way. And once that ball, actually, Mike probably should have laid back on that ball and played it into a single with one out. But he went after it, and the ball ricochets off him, and it goes quite a ways, and that enabled Plouffe to get into second base. But he was hustled. That's a cutter away. And once he sees that Aviles is going for it, and he knocked it away from him, he tried for second base, and he hustled his way in there.
So officially now they're going to call that a single and an error on Aviles.
Okay.
So it's not a double for Plouffe. He's still at second base as Rosario laces that one foul. One out. So he's in scoring position for the Twins left fielder. Rosario on the homestand here is batting .310, but he is 0 for his last 6. An opportunity here for the Minnesota Twins to score first. Now the count 0-2 to Eddie Rosario.
This is a guy that you talk about a young rookie. He has 14 triples, 11 homers, 15 outfield assists. He's played left, he's played right. This guy has done a terrific job. And look at, you got to go back and remember Christian Guzman. He used to get all those triples in that dome on the turf, but single season, Carew had 16 back in '77. Chuck Knobloch. Double digits triples, that's not an easy thing to do.
Not at all. Rosario stays alive, 0-2. Well, he can play some infield if he needs to as well.
They have enough infielders. This guy's got a hose. This is one of the few guys that you don't see many outfielders that can throw anymore and be accurate with it. This kid is very good. He's fun to watch. He's a weapon.
It's a foul ball outside the bag at first.
I don't know if you remember, Al, but we were here and Josh Tomlin was pitching in this ballpark. He had a home run. It was an 0-2 pitch that was up and under his chin. He was able to get up to the. They had a picture in the paper the next day. It was scary.
Oh, we had that on Indians Live after the game too, and it's, you look at that pitch, you can't possibly fault Tomlin.
No, it was an 0-2 pitch.
Out of the strike zone.
There was only one other pitch that I said, wow, when it was hit out of the ballpark this year, and that was Evan Gattis when he hit it off Bauer. But watch this pitch that he hit out of here. How do you get the barrel of the bat to the ball there? Look at, on top of it, and that ball got out of the ballpark. That was an amazing swing, how he got to it.
That's a pitch you want him to chase if you're Josh Tomlin.
Absolutely. And Paul Molitor said, he went back and said, well, he swings at a lot of pitches out of the strike zone, and he hits some too.
Swung and missed at that one. Third strikeout for Kluber. And the second out here of the second inning, with Kluber still at second base.
It's going to be our Circle K strikeout tonight. You watch a good breaking ball from Kluber. Gets it down in the zone. There's the slider. You want to swing at a bad ball? Go see if you can hit that one. He cannot. Took enough off of it. Gets his third strikeout, second out of the inning.
That'll bring Torrey Hunter to the plate. Currently on a 10-game hitting streak, batting .390 over that time.
This guy never seems to slow down, does he?
No, he doesn't. Well, we saw him in Cleveland back in May. He was on a hot streak, but he grounds out here with the second baseman, Jason Kipnis, and Kluber's out of the inning. So he works around the Plouffe base hit. We'll go to the third. We're still scoreless.
.com at bat on your smartphone or tablet. You can stay connected with live radio broadcasts, stats, breaking news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball.
Third inning, still misting here at Target Field. Still no score, as it'll be hitters 8, 9, and 1 for the Tribe. Abe Almonte will lead it off. He'll be followed by Aviles and Kipnis for the Indians. No runs on 2 hits for the Tribe. No runs on 1 hit for the Twins in the early going. Big curveball for strike 1 from Phil Hughes.
That's what he can do to you. That first pitch, throw that slow hook, get it in there for strike 1 and go to work.
He's quickly ahead 0-2. If you look at Almonte's splits, he's almost the same. Whether a lefty or righty's on the hill. Against left-handers, it's .245. Against righties, .248.
Well, Almonte came up and had that terrific start against the Minnesota Twins back in Cleveland. Had that monster first game, and they know. They challenged him a couple times, and they paid for it with the fastball. So they pick and choose when they throw it to him now.
Swings and misses with that slow curveball. Second strikeout for Phil Hughes. First out of the inning here in the third for the Tribe. Our Buick stat of the game for you. How about Jake Arrieta? What a second half for him. An ERA in the second half below 1. For the season, it's below 2. And the first 20-game winner in the majors this year.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, he pitched his worst game against the Indians. He walked 6 on that June 16th game and then just rattled off 14-1. How about that?
Amazing.
He has been on some kind of roll. I'd love to talk to Chris Bosio and see what he did to turn him around.
Well, he's been as good as it gets.
No question.
I don't know if a lot of people saw that coming. Everybody thought he was a good pitcher, but did they think he was this good?
Well, he's put himself in the elite. I mean, he's right there in the National League Cy Young to go along with Greinke and Kershaw. No doubt about it.
2-1 to Mike Aviles, the Indians' number 9 hitter tonight, starting in left field. Just joining us, Michael Brantley not in the starting lineup tonight. Aviles hits that one to left center. Going on is the shortstop Escobar, and he makes the catch. The second out of the inning.
Well, this is how Michael ended up hurting that shoulder. Watch how he lands on the right shoulder. It's sort of tilted, and that ball trickled out of the glove, and he just landed the wrong way. That put a lot of weight on it. I'm glad to hear that it feels better today, but he took one at-bat after coming off the field, and they had to leave the game. But they say it feels better today than it did yesterday, which is a good sign. So I guess just day to day.
We'll see how it plays out for Dr. Smooth. Here's Jason Kipnis, who singled his first time up to lead off the ball game. It's that one on the ground to first. Mauer rushed to the bag and taken himself for the third out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Tribe. We head to the bottom of the third. Still no score. A cold one to look forward to Miller time later in the game. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. Bottom of the third, Suzuki, Escobar, and Hicks due up for the Twins. Hitters 8, 9, and 1. And Paul Molitor's order tonight. Rain gear still out. Rain still falling. We started with the rating tonight. Kurt Suzuki, the Twins catcher tonight. Ground ball to short. Lindor with the backhand. Light throw, Santana with the tag, and he got Suzuki.
Yes, he did. That's a nice play by Santana. Came off the bag and ended up tagging him. Suzuki was going to try and slide and get out of the way, but the umpire, Druckmann at first base, said he did tag him, and it was a nice play. Got him on the backside, and he was ready for him even if he didn't get him.
It was almost like he was going to block him from getting to the base. There you see the swipe. Goes down the back.
Suzuki looking up like, wait a minute, he didn't tag me, but Kurt, it didn't matter anyway. You were still going to be out. So 1 out here in the third. Eduardo Escobar, the Twins' #9 hitter. Take a ball just off the outside corner. Another guy with a little bit of pop here.
It seems like everybody through that Minnesota lineup has double digits in home runs. Everybody does except Suzuki, the last hitter, and Joe Mauer has 9, but everybody else 11 or more.
Yep.
You look at Hicks with 11. You look at Rosario. You look at Escobar.
Two and one now to Eduardo Escobar, the Twins shortstop. Fouled away to even the count at 2-2.
You know, I'm looking right now in Minnesota with 146 homers. They have the most home runs than any team in our division. They about even homer Detroit.
And they have that balanced power that you were talking about. You know, Dozier's got 27 and Plouffe has 21. Right. But after that, it's pretty even across the board.
No doubt.
Escobar got a piece of that to stay alive. A piece of Yan Gomes, but he's okay. That one driven to right field. And it should stay up for Lonnie Chisenhall. It will. And that's the second out of the inning.
Well, catch our push for the wild card at the new corner bar, which is open to all fans at Progressive Field. $13 district tickets presented by Sports Time Ohio, available for our final homestand next week. Tickets available only at Indians.com.
Well, that has been a popular place this year.
That's down in your neck of the woods where you guys are, huh? You're set.
And it doesn't matter if they've got 10,000 there or they've got 25,000. There's still it always seems a big crowd over at the corner.
Come out to Al's Pub.
Yeah. Working on the Allen Archies, but haven't got any traction there yet. Here's Aaron Hicks with 2 outs and nobody out. Grounded out on a bunt to Corey Kluber in the first pitch of the game. Two strikes to the Twins center fielder. Hicks with the average at 262 now. And he swings and misses. Twins go 3 up, 3 down. Corey Kluber records his 4th strikeout. We'll head to the 4th. Still no score. We're on the road to glory in high school football this Friday night at Finney Stadium, where Midview visits Berea Mid-Park. Both teams 4-0. Jeff Phelps, Frank Stams, Ryan Kavanaugh bring you all the action Friday night, 11:30, after Indians Live right here on Sports Time Ohio. Should be a very good game. We'll see hitters 2, 3, and 4 for the Tribe here in this 4th inning. Ramirez, Lindor, and Santana. Jose, a fly out to left his first time up. Phil Hughes is really gone to that slow curve.
Yeah, first pitch. He's done that a few times tonight, dropping it in for strike 1.
He's throwing only 35 pitches, 25 of those for strikes. 1-1 to Jose Ramirez, the Indians' third baseman tonight.
Both these pitchers very similar. They're around the strike zone. They pound the strike zone. They don't like to walk batters, except Kluber has better stuff. Although Hughes he's got the cutter and the curveball, and he'll throw that occasional fastball when you're not looking for it.
Ryan Dozier throws out Jose Ramirez for the first out here in the 4th. So 1 out for the Tribe. Just 3 hits combined tonight for these two teams. 2 for the Indians, 1 for the Twins. Francisco Lindor, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Hitting in that 3 hole. He lines that one to right field. Hunter plays it on a hop. So a base hit for Francisco Lindor. Tribe's 3rd hit of the night, and he's aboard with 1 out.
He put a good swing on that ball, and that had some topspin to it. I thought it was going to stay up to where Hunter could catch it, but he came in and it just short hopped him right before he catches that ball. So they had some topspin. You see he breaks back a little bit, and that could be the difference in catching that ball right there. So Lindor with a hit.
Let's take a look at our Kia in the driver's seat. Carlos Santana. Most homers at Target Field by a Twins opponent. He's tied for 2nd.
You know, I could see Santana and Cabrera there because they're in the division and they come here 3 times a year. But when you think about it, Bautista, they only come once, and he has 11, so he loves to hit in this ballpark.
And he has hit some monster home runs here too. 1-0 to Carlos Santana. He flew out to right his first time up. Lindor with a decent lead over at first. It's 2-0 to Santana. Now Hughes has not fallen behind many hitters tonight.
No, he has not. Out of his 40 pitches, 27 have been strikes.
Santana hits that one foul. So 2-1 now to Carlos Santana. Francisco Lindor at first base. Indians trying to get something going here. 2nd time through the batting order against Phil Hughes. Lindor a little lean to 2nd, but he got back easily.
Well, they're figuring, you know, a 2-1 count. It's a good count to run on for a base stealer. So they're just going to throw over there and see if he gives anything away.
And now a hitter's count for Carlos. So at 3-1 with 1 out. Do you see some movement here from
No,
Lindor?
I don't think so. You're going to let Santana swing the bat, maybe try and hit that hole between 1st or 2nd. On the 2-0 pitch, he tried to pull it, and he hit it way foul. He had a good pitch to hit.
See the Twins defense not using that infield shift that many do against Santana. The outfield hasn't played to pull.
They had some weird shifts going on last night in certain counts. After a guy got a strike, he'd send the third baseman over to the right side of the infield, and the shortstop stayed on that side.
Santana hits it hard right to Mauer. The second for one, back to first, a double play. And just like that, Hughes is out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Still no score at Target Field here in Minneapolis. Take a look at our AT&T U-verse rewind. Corey Kluber tonight, 4 strikeouts, Rick, all on the slider.
Well, he's had a good slider working tonight, taking enough off of it, getting guys to swing and miss, and that is a devastating pitch for Kluber. The hitters, I mean, it's because he throws the cutter as well, and it's about 90 miles an hour. That is about 86, and it just has much more bite to it.
Well, Kluber has looked good thus far tonight, as has Phil Hughes. Scoreless game into the bottom of the fourth. Dozier showing bunts. It takes ball 1. Dozier, Mauer, and Sano, hitters 2, 3, and 4. Dozier lined out to the shortstop Francisco Lindor's first time up. Now.
Cutter on the inside part of the plate there.
Like you said, if he's got that cutter and that slider going.
Yeah, you know, and then he throws the fastball, and as a left-hander can also mix in the changeup, and he's got that little two-seamer that can come back. He has so many weapons when he's ahead in the count. And that's what hitters will tell you, and it all comes out of the same spot. All 4 pitches that he can throw, that two-seamer, the four-seamer, the cutter, the curveball. It's just it's tough, and he's on a little crossfire to you.
Dozier to right field. Chisenhall moving over and going back. The track, he's looking up. It's gone.
How about that?
That would have carried out a year. And the Twins are on the board first with the Brian Dozier home run, his 28th of the year.
Well, Well, he picked on a fastball that was up. Watch this. Upstairs fastball. And he just stayed on it. And that thing really had some carry to it. Right there at out in the bleachers, you see it shoots out a little bit. It gets into the first row. And that's going to be home run number 28. And the Twins will take a 1-0 lead.
Only the second hit tonight for Minnesota. They lead at 1-0. It's the one thing Dozier can do. That average right now at 238. The 28 home runs for the Twins second baseman. Now Joe Mauer, who struck out his first time up. We saw a couple of balls hit to right earlier tonight, Rick, and they hung up there a little bit.
Well, he caught that fastball just right. He loves the high fastball. He's one guy that, boy, he gets after it. When he hits it, he's going to hit it hard somewhere for the most part.
1-2 now to Joe Mauer. How about that? Fireworks and smokes.
Well, you can see which way the wind's blowing in, so that tells you that it's coming in a little bit from right field. Either that or that's a cloud, Al.
It would be a very low cloud. Mauer sends that one to left center. Headed to the gap. He'll get down and go to the wall. Mauer on his way to second. He'll make it standing with a double. So the Twins with the home run from Dozier, and now a double for Mauer. Still nobody out.
Another pitch up in the strike zone. So both pitches hit in the inning. Dozier and Mauer upstairs. They were fastballs away. And Twins hitters stayed on him, took him the other way. Really a nice job of hitting by both these guys. And you can see Mauer reaching bases in 42 consecutive games, which ties the Twins club record. You got to go back to Bobby Allison. Did it in 61. You don't even remember Bobby, do you?
No, I don't. That was a little before my time.
It was? Okay.
Do you remember?
Yes, I do. Sure. He and Harmon Killebrew here. Yes, indeed.
Well, he's aboard now for Miguel Sano. Struck out his first time up. Kluber trying to settle in here a little bit in this fourth inning.
Well, the two pitches hit in this inning were upstairs. So see if he concentrates on getting that ball down. There you go.
Sano swings through it. Overall this year, Sano batting .275 there on the season, but .322 here at home. Pitch by Kluber there. It's ahead of Sano, 1-2.
The Twins on the year, they have 45 wins at home. 45-31. There's that fastball, maybe a little low, but he gets a call.
Mauer at second with nobody out. Did Sano go too far? He did not. So his first base umpire, Bruce Dreckman. So 2-2. Now 3-2 to Miguel Sano. Trevor Plouffe waits on deck. That one just off the plate, so Sano walks.
Oh, he lost him.
Now the first three Twins have reached here in the fourth inning.
Well, it's the first walk for Kluber, and there's a good take there. He did not give in on 3-2. That cutter going away just misses off the plate when able to take it. So right now, Francona has to be a little worried because you're in the fourth inning. He's at 53 pitches, but the first three have reached.
Twins with one run home already here in the fourth inning. Thanks to the Brian Dozier homer. Now runners at first and second with nobody out for Trevor Plouffe. Lined a single to left center. Took second on the Micah Vilas error. Back in the second inning. Showing bunt.
just showing that, doing it on his own, because, you know, overall, Plouffe has done a nice job against Corey Kluber in his career. He has 9 hits, make it 10 hits, but looking to bunt and move the runners along for the on-deck hitter Rosario. Do they continue to put it on in the 2-0 count, or they're going to give Plouffe an opportunity to swing the bat? He has driven in 81 runs this year.
Yep.
So, you know, you figure, hey, we're going to give this guy an opportunity.
It's a little surprising. Ramirez now, he's in at third base.
Takes one right down the middle.
So maybe Ricky was waiting for that first strike. Figure, let's show butt. Give the Indians defense something to think about. See Ramirez just outside the cut of the grass there.
Well, that's where Plouffe wants to bunt it. If he goes down to put it down the third baseline.
Swinging away here. It's a fair ball by Ramirez. Bauer around third. He'll score easily. Aviles gets the ball in. Sano will stop at third. It's a double for Trevor Plouffe. And the Minnesota Twins have a 2-0 lead.
Well, they took it off that time. It looked like he was just taking a strike, and then he gets the fastball to his liking. So Plouffe 2 for 2. And watch, he just pulls that heater down the third baseline, and I mean, he hit a bullet. Gets down there. First 4 men have reached, nobody out. Second and third, and the Twins already with 2 in.
And they will bring the infield in, it appears.
Second double in the inning.
It's 33rd this season. Well, maybe he never was intending to bunt.
That could be. Absolutely right. He took the first 2 and then took one right down the middle. He didn't offer to bunt and then hit a bullet down the line.
So now Eddie Rosario pops that one foul and out of play. Struck out his first time up.
That's what Kluber could use right here as a strikeout.
Well, that infield in. So Terry Francona knows that he can't let Minnesota get much more here tonight.
Well, that bullpen going to get up and start throwing.
Rosario swings through that one. Now it's 0-2.
And look bad on that slider. We'll see if he comes back with it again. He got him down in the strike zone to chase it the first time up. He has him down in the count 0-2 and needs a strikeout to keep the runners at second and third.
Ryan Webb and Giovanni Soto are up in the Tribe bullpen. And a swing and a miss. Nope. Foul tip. No, it was a drop ball. So he tagged him for the out. That's a strikeout. The 5th tonight for Kluber. And Rick, you're exactly right. That's exactly what Kluber needed.
Yeah, he had to go get him. And yeah, he missed that ball. Gomes just picks it up and tags him. And Callaway going to come out and talk to Kluber as that bullpen is continuing to throw. So he's biding some time. But he did get the strikeout. He finally got the first out of the inning after the first 4 have reached. Well, you can check out the Tribe during our push for the wild card with $10 bleacher seats in our final homestand coming next week. You can watch the Tribe take on these Twins. They're in for 4, and then the Red Sox come in to close out the season for the last 3. And the best view in the ballpark for only $10. Get your $10 bleacher tickets at Indians.com. So Hunter, a guy that's on a 10-game hitting streak, grounded out to second his first time up. That infield will remain in. And we'll see what the veteran has in charge, you know, what he's looking for off Kluber here.
Hunter with 75 runs batted in this year. And he coming back to Minnesota has also been a big reason why, again, in late September, they're talking about playoff possibilities here.
Yeah, there's no question about it.
Oh, they hit him. And Hunter with some words for Kluber.
Well, he probably feels Kluber's control is much better than that.
So just some words for now. Some of the infielders come in. And, Leonard will just walk it off to first base. So that'll load the bases with 1 out.
Well, that first pitch up and in right in the arm. Well, the base is loaded. You have the double play situation, so the middleman will drop back and go for 2 with Suzuki up.
Kurt Suzuki, definitely a double play candidate. That's exactly what Kluber would like it. Get out of this inning without any further damage. 2 runs already in. Dozier began the inning with a homer. Joe Mauer then doubled. Trevor Plouffe doubled him in. And Kurt Suzuki takes strike 1.
Yeah, he has grounded into 12 double plays. Boy, that's what they could use and just minimize the damage here to keep it to 2 runs. This inning started off with a Dozier solo home run to right field.
Pops straight back and out of play. Kluber gets ahead of the hitter Suzuki 0-2. I guess that was a great catch, but judging by the cheers,
it's above our heads.
We couldn't see it, just above us. Oh, 0-2 to the Twins catcher. And a swing and a miss, so Kluber will take that all the same. 6th strikeout for Corey. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Bases remain loaded, but now with 2 outs, the 9-hitter Eduardo Escobar is the batter.
Comes back with another slider and gets another strikeout. Just excellent location right there. Down and away. You can see the chase.
So Escobar, who flew out to right field his first time up back in the 3rd inning. A little bad here. If Kluber can get out of this without any further damage,
be a great job.
Still in this game. That went inside for ball 1.
Yeah, that's what happened yesterday. Manship came in at a bases loaded, no out situation, was able to get out of it.
There's a strike. Angels beat the Astros earlier today, 6-5. So both of these teams looking to gain a game on Houston. Now Kluber ahead in the count, 1-2 to Eduardo Escobar. Sano at 3rd, Plouffe's at 2nd base. Torrey Hunter at 1st. Base hit to right field. 1 run is in. Chisenhall up throwing. There'll be a play at the plate. Not in time. 2-run score as Plouffe taps home on the slide. And Minnesota with a 4-run 4th inning has a 4-0 lead.
Boy, that's a big 2-out base hit there by Escobar. He went to the well. He went to that slider again, and he burned him on it. This is the only time. This one stayed up a little bit, and Escobar hits it right over the head. Line drive of Kipnis into right field. Chisenhall comes up throwing, but that's not going to get him with 2 outs. You never know with the drizzle, that grass, the ball could be a little slippery. He pulled that throw, And it's a big 2-out base hit. They make it a 4-0 ball game.
And Aaron Hicks will be the 9th Minnesota Twin to bat here in this 4th inning. So the Twins a big inning here. And there's still 2 runners aboard with 2 outs. How about these numbers?
Well, it was Salazar's 39 pitches in the 3rd yesterday. And today it's Kluber's 30. No, this will be 31 here in the 4th. They had the 3 spot yesterday. They have a 4 spot today.
And 2-0 to Aaron Hicks. Bunted back to Kluber for an out. The 1st inning, struck out the 3rd. We were talking earlier tonight about those home runs for the Twins in double digits. Hicks, Rosario, and Escobar all with 11 for Minnesota. And now 3-0 to the Twins center fielder.
Now this could be his last hitter. He has really struggled in this inning. A couple of fastballs been upstairs, and then that last slider. And that's where he's had all of his strikeouts tonight. The 6 strikeouts coming on the slider. 1 remained up. And it was a big 2-out base hit.
That's ball 4. So now the man that began this inning with the solo home run will come to the plate and bat with the bases loaded and 2 outs in Brian Dozier. But first, there will be a pitching change as Corey Kluber's night is done. This is our Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen. We'll be back after this. Opening night against the New York Rangers, just 16 days away on the home of the Blue Jackets, Fox Sports Ohio. Columbus rides a 12-0-1 streak to end last year into the season opener. That'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, no doubt.
It seemed like the Stanley Cup just happened a week ago.
Well, I said that when we were in Wrigley Field in June, they brought the cup around the field. They were celebrating after winning. So we saw the cup, and they're back at it again before we even get finished.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to talk about a short off season. I think the NHL has dibs on that for the shortest. Well, there's Corey Kluber, his shortest outing of the season and his shortest since September 1st of last year against the Tigers when he went 2 2/3, and this is how the inning started.
Yeah, Dozier picked on a high fastball. He drives it out to the right field seats. No harm. It's a solo home run, but it didn't stop there. Then it was a double, a walk, a double. A strikeout, a hit batter, a strikeout, and then a big 2-out base hit.
So the bases remain loaded for Ryan Webb. We'll try to hold the Twins rally right at 4 runs. He delivers strike 1 to Brian Dozier. So this is the 10th Minnesota Twins at bat here in this 4th inning. Dozier 1 for 2 tonight. He lined out the other time, so he's hit the ball well both times tonight. One and one now to the Twins' second baseman. That one pops straight up in the air to shallow center. In fact, it'll come back and stay on the infield. Kipnis will record the out. But the Minnesota Twins do the damage. 4 runs. They take a 4-0 lead. We head to the 5th here at Target Field. Northern Ohio Honda dealers. By the Cleveland Clinic. Call today for an appointment today. And by the game-changing all-new Ford F-150. The future is tough. Well, in Minneapolis tonight, it's been misting throughout. But the Minnesota Twins finally broke through in the 4th inning, a scoreless game. Well, they scored 4. Now they have a 4-0 lead. They also knocked Corey Kluber out of the game. So we head to the 5th. It's Gomes, Chisenhall, and Perez on the docket. Hitters 5, 6, and 7. Maybe the one bright spot here. Phil Hughes was sitting for an awfully long time.
That's true. He's been throwing a lot of strikes, though.
Yes, he has. Here's strike 1 to Yan Gomes. Popped out to the first baseman, Joe Mauer's first time up.
I think for some reason, if you're a starting pitcher and you sit for a while, that's a good thing because your team's putting some runs on the board.
He'll take it. Let's take a look at yesterday's great clip of the game. Yan Gomes, couple of doubles last night.
Shot one into right center. This one was straightaway center. You can't hit a ball much farther and keep it in this yard. That goes to show you how deep center field is here.
And he has come up with so many clutch hits this year. After the 7th inning, batting well over 300. So even though 225 on the year, he gets them when they count. One and 2 here to lead off the 5th. He smacks that one to left center field, headed towards the gap. That one will go to the wall. Gomes will head into second base with an easy stand-up double to lead off the 5th inning for the Tribe.
Yeah, another double. Speaking of the 2 last night, he'll get one tonight. That's double number 20 for Yan. So see if the Indians can come right back and respond to that 4-run inning that the Twins put on the board in the bottom half of the 4th. There's that ball down. Loves the pitch downstairs. Found the gap in left center field.
So here's Lonnie Chisenhall, who smacked a single up the middle his first time up. First, Kurt Suzuki and Phil Hughes will get on the same page with the signals.
Redbird tells me 4 straight games now for Gomes with a double.
He's heating up here in September. How can the Indians get him home? He's at second with nobody out. Chisenhall swings at the first pitch and pops it back and out of play. Lonnie is now over 250. Did you ever think you'd see him above 250 when he went down to AAA back in June? He was just above the 200 mark.
I didn't ever think I would see him again, maybe.
Right.
You know, let alone hitting 250, because he was playing third base when he went down, but coming back up. Since he's moved to the outfield, he's been much better.
Swing and a miss at that slow breaking pitch. So Phil Hughes gets Chisenhall for the first out of the inning, his 3rd strikeout. Let's take a look at the roster additions the Indians made today, with the Columbus Clippers finishing out their season yesterday after the postseason down there. CeCe Lee, Jesus Aguilar, and Adam Moore are all here. Tyler Holt designated for assignment. They need an extra man on that 40-man roster spot. And Andre, what are we looking for here from these 3?
I think when you look at CeCe Lee being here, he's a guy that Terry Francona thinks highly of. He thinks he can be a bullpen guy on the major league level. He just wants some consistency out of him, so they're going to use him while he's here. Adam Moore is basically here because the team wanted a 3rd catcher so they can DH a guy like Roberto Perez. And they said really with Jesus Aguilar, they don't know how much playing time he'll get, but the coaches and the manager down in AAA said for what he did at Columbus, he deserved to at least be here the last 2 weeks of the season.
All right, Andre. So Indians with a little bit more manpower here down the stretch as Perez fouls that one off. There's a look at CeCe Lee. We've seen him before. We saw him last year. He's got some good stuff, Rick. If he can command his pitches, he's pretty tough to deal with.
It's like anything. When you're a young player, you get to the big leagues, you have to be consistent at this level. And if you know, where you can be counted on, and that's the toughest thing to do. As a young player, is come up here. You may be able to do it one time, but you have to do it every time.
1-2 now to Roberto Perez. Tribe designated hitter tonight. As Rick told you earlier, batting over 500 against Phil Hughes this year, so he gets the DH slot. He grounded into a double play his first time up. And he's down in the count here. Indians looking for a response run or 2. Minnesota scored 4 in the 4th.
Hit him.
That time that slow breaking ball never broke. So that's a gift for Perez, who is down on the count 1-2. He'll head to first base. So 2 aboard now with 1 out for Abe Almonte.
And we're going to get a pinch runner for Perez at first. It looks like Martinez coming out to run. I don't know if that was a changeup. It got him on the wrist. Didn't look like a good fastball, that's for sure.
So Martinez in at first. He'll take over the DH slot. So the Indians with something brewing here in the 5th inning. 2 on and 1 out. Almonte, who was a strikeout victim in the 3rd, looks at ball 1 from Phil Hughes. Takes that one inside. So 2-0 to Almonte. In his career with runners in scoring position, he's batting .234. But offensively, here with the Cleveland Indians, far and away his best numbers as a major leaguer. But he's also gotten the chance to play every day here. He never had that chance before. He's with Seattle and San Diego. Swings at the 2-0 pitch, but fouls it off. Monte checks his swing, but it's a called strike, so 2-2. Boyer and Kotz up for the Twins. Phil Hughes at only 58 pitches. The last time he threw a significant amount was on August 4th when he threw 99. Slow breaking ball is fouled off. So,
like I said, they're going to keep him around 80 today. But they, Paul Muller doesn't want to waste any time. With this rain out here, it's in the 5th inning. He wants to have that lead coming into this inning. And he's going to have his bullpen up. It doesn't matter who he has to bring in to get the outs.
With the expanded rosters in September, makes
they have a dozen
easier.
guys in their bullpen, no question.
Monte stays alive. Indians trying to get something going here in the 5th inning. Down by 4. They have 2 runners on. Only 1 out. And the count runs full to Almonte.
Tried to nail that inside corner with a fastball. And you're going to see it's just in off the plate. It's a very good pitch. He's in the way. I can't see where that ball crossed home plate, so it looked like it was a little inside.
Phil Hughes wanted it. As you saw, it was just off the plate. So now the count is full. And a swing and a miss on another pitch inside.
Well, it's amazing. He took that close pitch. And then you get to 3-2, and he ended up swinging at a pitch that was worse than the one before it, which was very close. This one way off the plate. I don't know if that was a cutter. It just seemed to keep running inside on Almonte, and he'll go down as the 2nd out of the inning.
So 2 away for Mike Aviles, who popped out to the shortstop his first time up. Playing left field tonight and batting 9th. He's had a very good September. The Indians would love to at least get something on the board here after Minnesota got 4 in the 4th. Checks his swing, and he went too far, says Bruce Dreckman. Oh, 2 to Mike Aviles. As the crowd comes to life here at Target Field.
They call it on the check. You can see that front foot coming out of there, and he did go from the side. No doubt about it.
Aviles hits that one in the hole. The third baseman Plouffe comes over and gets Martinez at second base by a step. Phil Hughes once again works out of it. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 4-0 Minnesota. Now time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag STODataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Bottom of the fifth, here at Target Field, Ryan Webb will remain on the mound. He came in relief of Kluber last inning when the Twins put up a 4 spot. Heart of the order, Mauer, Sano, and Plouffe. Hitters 3, 4, and 5 for the Twins here in the 5th inning. Mauer a strikeout victim in the first. He doubled and scored in the 4th. He takes ball 1 from Ryan Webb. It was a nice pickup for the Tribe earlier this year, Rick. And Ryan Webb's been one of those guys who'll come in earlier in the game, but for the most part, when he's come in, he's kept the Tribe in the game.
Sinkers, sliders, and that's your job. You come in, you put zeros on the board for however long as you can go. He has done a nice job.
Howard fouls that breaking ball off. 1-2. Still a bit of a mist falling. We've had it to varying degrees throughout tonight. That one on the ground, right back to Webb. Makes the underhanded toss to Santana. 1 out here in the 5th inning. Let's take a look at our in-game recap, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 4th inning for Minnesota, Rick, 4 runs, and that's been the difference thus far. Yeah, they have had a big inning, and it started to snowball. Kluber left a couple of pitches up in the zone. They got a big 2-out base hit by Escobar right there to give them the 4th run. That's how they did it last night. They scored it all in 1 inning. Tonight, it's the 4-run 4th. Yesterday was a 3-run 3rd. Well, Minnesota used that big inning last night to win. Will 4 be enough tonight? As Miguel Sano looks at ball 1 inside. Struck out back in the 2nd inning. Walked and scored in the 4th. Inside again to Miguel Sano. 2-0. Twins Rookie of the Year candidate, designated hitter tonight. Played 3rd and short, minors. Probably looking more as a 3rd baseman type here at the major league level. Now 3-0. Trevor Plouffe on deck. Are they calling for the...
Yeah, it looks like it's a little muddy out there on the mound. You got the dirt building up in his cleats. Needs a little diamond dust out there to dry it out. It's been a little drizzly, rainy all game long here, so in between innings they've been able to go out there and do some things, and right now the pitcher's mound, which is the most important thing.
Well, while they're working on the mound, let's send it back to the studios in Cleveland for a Mazda game break. Here's my Indians live partner, Jensen Lewis. What's up, Jensen? Jensen. So That Neil Walker. Now we saw him back in July.
Kid.
He had a nice series against the Tribe then.
Well, you look at that division.
Tonight.
I mean, you look at the whole division: the Cardinals, the Pirates, the Cubs. It's something special.
No, it's been that way all season. I don't think there's been much question in the National League since July.
Well, there you go. They fixed it for you, Ryan. Scraped out all that mud, put a little diamond dust in there, and it's back to normal.
So the at-bat will resume against Miguel Sano with a 3-0 count. 1 out, nobody on here in the 5th. And a 3-0 pitch, a diving stop by Ramirez, but Sano will have an infield single. 6th hit tonight for the Minnesota Twins.
Well, 3-0, you better be careful. He took a healthy hack on that 3-0 pitch. I had a feeling he was going to let it go, and he got the fastball and hit it right on the nose. Ramirez had to take one step, and he dove for that ball, and it ricocheted off the glove. Just hit too hard. You can see where it hits the fingers of the glove. Goes down as a base hit now for Sano.
Trevor Plouffe 2 for 2 tonight, a single and a double. He also scored a run back in that 4th inning. He takes the ball inside from Ryan Webb. Plouffe's numbers on the season a little bit better in September, hitting .284.
He's always had a good year against the Indians. It seems like he's always been a tough player against the Tribe.
Lines that one to left. That'll be trouble. It's a fair ball into the corner. Felix gets it in, and they'll hold the runner at 3rd. It's the 2nd double of the night for Trevor Plouffe, his 23rd of the year, and once again the Twins have something going here in the 5th.
And Plouffe is now 3 for 3 on the night. There's a hanging slider. He hits it down into the corner. Sano running. He's not a very fast runner, but they have to hold him up. So that'll put runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Callaway coming to the mound.
More action in that Indians bullpen.
Twins trying to add on. They could put this one out of reach.
Gavin Floyd and Brian Shaw are the 2 that are up now for the Tribe. They're already down 4-0 here in the 5th. Twins now with runners at 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. There's a look at the pitchers getting loose in the bullpen.
Okay, they're going to walk Rosario to get to Hunter.
Rosario, a strikeout victim. His first 2 times up. Corey Kluber struck him out both times. So they're going to load the bases for Hunter with 1 out.
Well, they're going for that the odds, the double play ball. Sinker ball pitcher for Ryan Webb. Hunter will have a chance to try and get back at the Indians. He felt he was slighted when he was hit his last at bat. That ended up loading the bases.
So Rosario will head down to first base. And Hunter, who grounded out and was hit by a pitch. His other 2 times the play will come up, but before he bats, Terry Francona will bring in a new pitcher.
Yes, he will. Webb is going to be done.
So Ryan Webb will check out, and Brian Shaw will be the new Tribe pitcher. We'll tell you more about Shaw when we come back.
accepted the Tribe's playoff payout program by placing a deposit on 2016 season tickets. Fans can gain priority access to the 15 playoff tickets. Visit Indians.com for more details.
Brian Shaw for the Tribe with his team leading 69th appearance.
Well, Minnesota can poke a hole in this one. Shaw going to look for a double play to get out of the inning. Again, the Twins with the bases loaded. Hunter, a 10-game hitting streak on the line.
So the base is loaded and 1 out for Minnesota. And that one just inside for ball 1.
Well, there's his last at-bat. First pitch, Kluber hits him up there, and he took it. He didn't like it. Let's put it that way. Well, that loaded the bases. Well, now he comes up with the bases loaded.
Hard on the ground is short. Double play ball. 6-4-3. And Brian Shaw does the job and gets out of it here in the 5th inning. So the Twins do not head on for the Tribe. Still down 4-0 as we head to the 6th. And last night, baseball lost one of its best personalities in the game ever. Today's Levin player profile is now the late Yogi Berra, who passed away at the age of 90. He really did it all. Player, manager, broadcaster.
15-time All-Star. How about that? 10 World Championship teams. That's playing every year, huh?
Yeah. It's really amazing when you look at those numbers and what Yogi Berra meant to the game of baseball. New pitcher for the Twins, Rick, Neil Kotz.
Left-hander coming on, 13th time. So he's going to face Kipnis, Ramirez, and Lindor. Well, Hughes won his 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, had 4 strikeouts and zeros across the board. Didn't walk anybody. Did hit a batter.
Well, I gave Paul Molitor exactly what he was looking for out of him tonight.
You know, they were actually looking at Tommy Milone starting tonight, but his shoulder has been bothering him, and you know he went out and threw on the side, and he's going to have to wait a little while. So you're right. Hughes gave up 5 innings, and they were able to get some runs off Kluber.
Kipnis to left field. That one carrying Rosario.
Are you kidding me? He overran the ball and still caught
catch. Wow.
He went and put that hand down after overrunning that ball. He went too deep and put it back down, but he's able to make the catch with the big outfielder's glove. Nice play. Watch. He's looking for the wall, and then he has to put the brakes on and come back in. And catches it before it hits the ground. So He ends up staying with it, making a nice play, retiring Kipnis.
Well, not the most graceful you'll see.
It doesn't matter as long as you get. Yes, it does. That's all that matters.
So Kipnis now 1 for 3 on the night. 1 out for Jose Ramirez, who's 0 for 2. Fly out to left, ground out to second. Two 2-0 to Ramirez. Fouls that one off to run the count to 2-1. Well, the Indians here at Target Field in this series thus far, Rick, just offensively have not gotten it going.
Well, it's been a tough year in this ballpark for them. The Twins coming into the night 5-2 against the Indians here in the first 7 games. They're leading 4-0 here.
Ramirez checked the swing. It's now 3-1. And other than 2013, when the Indians had a lot of success here, this has not been a place that the Indians have done well. Ramirez thought that was a little high. 3-2 now for the Tribe third baseman. And it was.
Yeah. Forces you to swing at the next one that's up there is what it does. If you get one called up there and you see another one, you have to go after it. You don't want to put it in the hands of the umpire of ringing you up.
He pops that one in the air to the left side of the infield. Trevor Plouffe records the second out of the inning. So, of course, Yogi Berra, famous for his Yogi-isms. Which one's your favorite, Rick?
Well, there's so many good ones that you see. You know, how about baseball's 90% mental, the other half is physical.
It could be his most famous, or it's getting over early.
Nickel ain't
worth
over
a
till
it's over.
anymore.
How about I never said most of the things I said? I always like that one.
Yeah. Priceless.
Lindor first pitch swinging. Ground out to short. Indians go quickly and quietly here in the 6th. We'll head to the bottom half. Still 4-0 Twins. Promised earlier in the game, we have selected a Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag STO Data Strong Fan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. There you go. It's a nice picture. Gavin Floyd is into the game for the Tribe. They'll relieve Ryan Webb, third Indians pitcher tonight.
Well, Shaw got that big double play ball off the bat of Torrey Hunter. 2 pitches.
So actually this will be the 4th Indians pitcher tonight. Gavin Floyd. It's Kluber, Webb, Shaw, and now Gavin Floyd. So Shaw came in to get out of that bases loaded jam, and now Gavin Floyd will face hitters 8, 9, and 1 in the Minnesota lineup. Suzuki, Escobar, and Hicks. Suzuki a fly out to right. His first time up. Takes strike 1. Struck out back in the 4th inning.
That came with the runner on base. That's before the big 2-out RBI single. 2 RBI single by Escobar that made it a 4-run fourth inning.
Diving stop by Jose Ramirez, gets up and throws him out. Nice play.
Yes, it was. Takes a hit away from Suzuki, gets to the ground, gets up quickly, and makes a nice, accurate throw. It's going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. You'll see him hit the ground, and boom, up he gets in a hurry. The throw across, very good play.
Jose started the season as the Tribe shortstop. Francisco Lindor here. I don't think there's going to be many more opportunities there, but his glove at second base and at third has been above average.
Well, and you know, he's played a few games in the outfield as well, so who knows? They're going to try him all over the diamond.
Eduardo Escobar batting here.
May end up taking Velas's job next year. You know, how many utility players can you have? You can only have a couple.
Escobar with that big 2-out, 2 RBI hit in the 4th inning to double up the lead as it went from 2-0 to 4-0, which is where we stand now.
This guy has put together a pretty solid year for the Twins now with 53 ribbies. He loves the ball down. He's a good low ball hitter. You have to pitch him up.
He too has gotten better as the season's gone on, hitting .307 here in September. Well, it's nice when you can have a number 9 hitter and a shortstop that also gives you double-digit home runs.
Well, this is a Twins team that, you know, they're looking for pitching. You know, Santana signed and missed the first 80 games of the year. He's back on a roll and pitching well. Hughes, who pitched tonight, he's been hurt. He had a poor year. You know, Pelfrey. I mean, they went out and spent some money on their pitching, and it hasn't been very good this year. And that's still surprising that they're in the playoff hunt.
And we're just off the plate. Full count out to Eduardo Escobar.
You look at the numbers, they're very similar to the Indians. Both teams 72 times. They have scored 3 or less runs, and the wins. Minnesota has more wins than the Indians do. You know, with scoring 3 or less. The Indians had better pitching.
Gavin Floyd loses it.
Well, season tickets offer the best perks, including savings and access to Tribe Rewards. And today's Tribe Rewards TV code is OJ. Visit Indians.com season tickets for complete details.
Could be circle change, OJ. Still love that pitch. Remember that circle change he threw?
Yes. Chad, big Chewbacca. That's what we call him down at Fantasy Camp.
Okay. May I ask how he earned that nickname, or is that somewhere I shouldn't go?
No, that's somewhere you should go.
Fair enough.
Either that, I'm going to have to call Gary Bellin to explain it.
Well, he had a great 97 postseason, Chad.
Yes, he did.
Aaron Hicks batting here. We'll take strike 1. Hicks 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. It's a good pitch from Gavin Floyd. He gets ahead of Aaron Hicks, 0-2. Well, it's just nice to see Gavin Floyd be able to make it back this year. Many thought back in March, April, he might not make it back at all, but boy, he worked so hard to get back to this place.
Well, when you do it to get back one time, like he did to come back for the Indians, and he was starting spring training, for it to happen again, and to do it all over again is that much tougher. So a lot of hard work and effort put into it to come back, and you know, there's no telling what's going to happen after this year with Gavin. Whether, I don't know if he's going to stay around here, he's going to sign somewhere else, or if he's even going to pitch. I'm sure he wants to.
One and two now to Aaron Hicks. Well, Gavin Floyd, it was a shame for him because last year when that broken elbow happened, he had such a good season going for the Atlanta Braves. And then it just ends.
Well, he had his injuries throughout his career. When he was at the White Sox, he always used to give the Indians fits when he'd pitch against them. You know, I remember when he was with the White Sox, and you know, he had some arm problems then too.
Keep an eye on Escobar. Well, Escobar only 2 steals in 5 attempts this year.
Yeah, not much of a base stealer over there. Plus, it's a wet track. I don't think you're going to see him going anywhere.
But almost got away. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch from Floyd to record his first strikeout and the second out of the inning. 7th strikeout for Cleveland pitching here today.
Comes a breaking ball from Floyd, has him way out in front of this. Nice pitch. You can see the reaction by Hicks. He had a look on his face like, gosh, don't swing at that.
So Brian Dozier will be the batter. 2 outs and a runner at first. He hit the solo home run back in the 4th inning to begin a 4-run 4th for Minnesota. That's the frame they scored all of their runs in. Thus far, it's been more than enough. The ground to third. Ramirez will go the short route to second. Escobar raised there for the 3rd out. 6 innings in the books here at Target Field. Twins still in the lead, 4-0. Kia. Visit mykiacleveland.com to learn more. by Levin Mattress, located in all Levin furniture and freestanding locations. And by AT&T Uverse, has more channels on the go than cable. We head to the 7th inning, and a new pitcher for the Minnesota Twins, Casey Fiend, is in the center of the diamond.
In between innings, that ground crew out taking care of the field as they have been doing all night long. It's still looks like it's still in pretty darn good condition.
They've done a nice job today.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, it's never really stopped. Now, granted, the last couple, 3 innings, not much.
It seems like it's lightened up, but I mean, it's been around the area. You know, it could come at any time, but let's hope it can hold off for a while, another hour or so.
Indians down 4-0. I'm Al Pulowski, and for Matt Underwood tonight, Rick Manning, Andre Knott here in Target Field in Minneapolis. Indians, though, down by that 4-run margin. Going to find a way to get some runs on the board. Santana, Gomes, and Chizunov due up here in the 7th. Hitters 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, they really haven't had much of a threat. The 5th inning, they had the leadoff double, then they got the strikeout and a hit batter. They had 1st and 2nd, couldn't cash in. 2nd inning, they had a man on, double play. 4th inning, man on, double play.
They've gotten some base runners, but haven't been able to move them up. Indians no runs on 4 hits. They've committed an error. Twins 4 runs on 7 hits. No errors. Now 2-1 to Carlos Santana. Flew out to right his first time up. Grounded into that 3-6-3 double play in the 4th inning. Casey Fiend trying to get the mud out of his cleats. He's the 3rd Twins pitcher tonight. Santana to center. Hicks going back. And he records the first out. We're getting you ready for week 3 of the NFL season. Jim Donovan, Doug Deacon, Tony Grossi talk about this week's game at the lakefront against the Oakland Raiders and why the Browns are choosing to start Josh McCown at quarterback on Sunday Strategy. That's tomorrow night at 7 on Sports Time Ohio. So plenty of interesting topics there. Nice win for the Browns this past Sunday. Johnny Manziel far and away his best effort as a pro. So make sure you check in with the guys. Strike 1 to Yan Gomes. Pop out and a double for Yan tonight. So Yan Gomes with a double now in 4 straight games. The Indians lost last night, and they're down here 4-0. With a foul tip, and it's held on by Kurt Suzuki for the strikeout. 5th strikeout tonight for Minnesota pitching. First one for Casey Fiend. 2 outs here in the 7th.
They elevated. They went with that fastball up and got a piece of the bat. They wanted it away. It was right down the middle, and as he checked his swing, that ball clipped his bat, went right into Suzuki's glove for the 2nd out.
Putting some great Yogi Berra quotes on the boards tonight here with the late legend passing away. Latest one up there, nobody goes there anymore because it's too crowded.
Yeah.
It's another one of his famous ones. Yeah, he had some good ones. There's Lonnie Chisenhall with 2 outs and nobody on. Singled back in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 5th. Well, he hits it hard, but right to the shortstop, Escobar. 3 up, 3 down for the Tribe here in the 7th inning. Minnesota maintains their 4-0 lead here at Target Field. It's time now for the 7th inning stretch. It's brought to you by Spitzer Auto World. Bottom of the 7th inning, 4-0 Minnesota. After the ball game tonight, stick around for Indians Live, brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Dave Chudowski and Jensen Lewis, the dynamic duo, will bring it to you. Question is, who's Batman and who is Robin?
Good question.
I'll have to fight over that. Hitters 3, 4, and 5 for Minnesota. Mauer, Sano, and Plouffe. Gavin Floyd working into his 2nd inning of relief. Worked a scoreless frame in the 6th. Mauer tonight 1 for 3, a double and a run scored back in the 4th. Gavin Floyd now with 14 pitches. It is a final now. The Blue Jays top the Yankees 4-0. Earlier today, the Angels beat the Astros 6-5. So the Indians at the moment are 4 games out of the wild card race for that 2nd seed. But
the unfortunate thing, they're down 4-0. Baltimore won today.
Yep.
So they move up if the Indians don't come back, and they move ahead of the Indians by a half a game. So that brings another team into play.
And that's always the problem with the wild card. You can say you're 4.5 back, but when there's a lot of other teams there, it's almost a false 4.5 because you're not chasing just one. You're chasing a number.
Yes, you are.
There's other teams that are right behind you ready to leapfrog what the Indians did last week. They leapfrogged a couple of teams. Mauer's out here, unassisted to Carlos Santana. Let's head down to the field and Andre Down.
Very cool moment before the game during the national anthem as the outpouring of support for Mike Aviles and his family continues. The Twins tonight are honoring Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month, and they asked all to participate. So today, the Indians ball players all stood with this card in front of them saying they're playing for Adriana Aviles. He loved the moment. They all kept the cards afterwards, and he kept them all so he can take them home to his daughter after we get home from this trip.
Really a nice moment.
Yeah.
About a month ago when she threw out the first pitch along with her sister, that was a special moment too at Progressive Field.
It sure was.
Just to see her smile and to see Mike Aviles smile.
Well, the energy she had, it was she was hyped up and looking forward to it. It was a precious moment.
She has been in our thoughts and prayers all summer long. It's Miguel Sano to short. Lindor, a great dive. Can he throw him out? Not quite. Great effort by Lindor. But Sano gets down the line pretty well. And he's safe with an infield single.
Well, he was just too far in the outfield grass. He slipped, I think, getting up. It's wet. You know, he normally gets up and he would have tried to throw that ball on the ground. But, you know, watch. You keep sliding in that grass, and he just couldn't get the ball or get a grip on the ball to where he could throw it. So he does that. He spoils you. He's made so many of those plays, you expect him to make it. But that, great effort on that one. It'll go as an infield single.
8th hit tonight for the Minnesota Twins. There's Trevor Plouffe, who is 3 for 3 with a single and a couple of doubles. As it always seems, a good night against the Tribe. Sano thought about heading down to second, but then thought better of it. And he'll stay at first base.
Well, this one just went off the glove of Gomes, and Sano just, he wasn't ready for it. He was just taken for granted. If he was a heads up on that play, he could have been to second base. Might have been talking to Santana.
Yep. Sometimes the distraction's a good play.
Well, the thing of that one, normally you anticipate it when you see the ball down and it may be in the dirt. This one just went off Gomes' glove, so you didn't expect it. You expected him to catch it.
There's Trevor Plouffe's night. Has the average up to 250. Two and one now from Gavin Floyd. Indians will play the Twins again tomorrow night here at Target Field. Then it's off to Kansas City for 3 games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All of them here on Sports Time Ohio. Make sure you join us for Indians Live a half hour before first pitch. This is a big road trip, Rick, and boy, if you lose tonight, you really put yourself behind the 8 ball.
Yeah. They're to the point now where they can't lose again. And then we'll wrap up our road schedule on Sunday and then head home for 7 and form against these Minnesota Twins.
Plouffe stays alive at 2-2. Well, the Central's been a tough go for the Indians this year, and I think that might be the biggest surprise, along with the home schedule. The first 4 months of the season they didn't do much. Lately they've been great at home and better against the Central, but against the AL Central this year, not as good as in years past.
Well, 10 games under 500, 28 and 38. You know, that it's been disappointing. You have to take care of games in your own division if you want to, contend, in your division. And they didn't do that right from the start.
Right field, Chisenhall comes all the way in to make the diving catch for the second out.
Well, Kipnis was going out and Chisenhall was coming in. That's one of those balls I don't know if you can call for. But we were going to see Chisenhall coming in. I don't see Kipnis in play. No, Chiz makes a nice diving catch. Looked like he called for it there right at the end.
Boy, to watch him play right field after he's been a third baseman all of his professional career, it's amazing how well he's taken to it.
It really is.
I remember Casey Blake making that move out to right field, and he wasn't bad when he went from third to right.
Casey was very good out there, and he was like Lonnie, that he had a good arm, and he could translate it to going to the outfield and right field. Lonnie has the same thing, a good throwing arm.
Eddie Rosario 0 for 2 with an intentional walk. A couple of strikeouts as well. 2 outs here in the 7th. Well, last night, if you could have erased the 3rd inning, the Indians would have won. Tonight, if you could erase the 4th, it'd be a scoreless game. But you can't do that.
You got to score.
Right.
I mean, that's the Indians with only 1 run last night. They're shut out tonight. Offensively, they haven't generated anything in this series so far. In the air, but foul and into the seats.
1-2 to Eddie Rosario with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Kevin Floyd trying to complete his 2nd inning of scoreless relief. There's Miguel Sano over at first. A very modest lead. A grounder to Santana. Gobbles it up, and the Twins are done here in the 7th inning. So 7 in the books in Minneapolis. Twins still in the lead, 4-0. Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. In Minnesota, the Indians trail the Minnesota Twins 4-0 as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Casey Fiend will remain in the game for Minnesota, working into his 2nd inning of relief. And Michael Martinez will get his first plate appearance tonight. He came into pinch run for Roberto Perez back in the 5th inning. So it'll be Martinez, Almonte, and Aviles due to hit here in the 8th. Hitters 7, 8, and 9. Strike 1 from Casey Fiend. The ground to second, Dozier. An easy flip for the first out. Just like we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Trevor Plouffe tonight for the Minnesota Twins. 3 base hits, a single, and a couple of doubles.
Yeah, he continues to hit Indians pitching well. That was a big shot right there that doubled down the line after he faked bunt. Then he comes back up and hits another double. So 3 for 3, or 3 for 4 tonight, I should say.
And another big game for Trevor Plouffe against the Tribe. We talked about that earlier. It seems every time we see Trevor Plouffe, he has a good day.
Well, he had, you remember earlier, the first time we came in here, a walk-off home run in extra innings.
Monte ground out to first for the 2nd out. So 2 quick outs here in the 8th inning. And Mike Aviles step in and try to get something going here for the Tribe. Those Twins bullpen outside of Glenn Perkins, who is fabulous this year. Then, of course, he has the injuries to deal with lately, but it's been somewhat inconsistent, but not tonight.
Well, no, the Indians' offense is not looking good. They have 4 hits on the night. Haven't generated any offense whatsoever.
Mike Aviles will pop out to short in the 3rd inning.
Speaking of Perkins, that's who's up getting loose right now.
They wanted to work him back into the closer role as Aviles, since that one fouled in the seats.
Back, and he has a couple holds. Had one last night.
Yep.
Came in the 8th inning. First and second, nobody out. He had the sack bunt, and then he got the next 2 guys out.
The Twins and left-handed closers. Remember Eddie Guardado for a number of years.
Everyday Eddie, yes I do.
And now Glenn Perkins. Aviles stays alive.
Speaking of everyday Eddie, there he is. He's the bullpen coach out there. Watch out, we'll see him warming up here soon.
You never know. Aviles in the air to short. Escobar records it. Indians again go 3 up, 3 down. And we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Still 4-0 Twins. The postseason races are coming down to the wire, starting on Fox, as the Rangers and Astros square off in a Lone Star showdown for AL West supremacy. Then the Brewers take on the NL Central leading Cardinals in a game you can only see on FS1. Coverage starts Saturday at 12:30 Eastern on Fox and continues at 6:30 Eastern on FS1. And Gavin Floyd continues on the mound for the Tribe. This is his 3rd inning of relief. He's thrown 30 pitches thus far. So this will be his longest outing of the year. We'll see Hunter, Suzuki, and Escobar. Torrey Hunter with a 10-game hitting streak on the line. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Good off-speed pitch there for Floyd. You know, you wonder, Rick, if Floyd could have stayed healthy, how much different this year might have been for him and the Tribe, because for a few months the Indians really couldn't find that consistent number 5 guy. They have now.
Well, yeah, it took them late in the year until Tomlin came back, and then Cody Anderson. Between the two of them, they were carrying the staff for a while. Kluber went out, Carrasco went out. Josh Tomlin's been terrific. Cody Anderson had 4 good starts, 4 bad, come back 4 good. So, yeah, you don't know. You know, it's unfortunate, and they needed that number 5 starter, and Floyd, that's what he was signed to do.
And he gets the ground ball back from Hunter. He's out at first base, so it appears Hunter's 10-game hitting streak will come to an end tonight. First out here in the 8th inning. Now Kurt Suzuki. He's 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout for the Twins catcher. Native of Hawaii, made his major league debut back in 2007 with the Oakland A's. One and one the count to Kurt Suzuki. Looking ahead to the Indians' 9th inning, off the top of the order, Kipnis, Ramirez, and Lindor do. The Indians have recorded 11 consecutive outs offensively, so they haven't done much here in these last few innings. One and two to Suzuki. Gavin Floyd about to throw his 40th pitch. 25 of them so far tonight have been strikes. Encouraging outing thus far for Floyd tonight. 2 1/3 innings thus far. 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
Wouldn't chase that one. Goes to a full count now.
Minnesota with 4 runs in the 4th inning. That's been it scoring wise tonight.
It's been 1 inning for the Twins in both games. 3 in the 3rd last night, 4 in the 4th tonight.
Suzuki to right center. Almonte drifting over. Chisenhall will stop and watch him make the catch. 2nd out. And let's take a look at our Pat O'Brien play of the game. Eduardo Escobar here in the 4th inning with the 2-run base hit with 2 outs.
Yeah, that was a very big swing of the bat right there. A breaking ball, a slider, and Kluber had 6 strikeouts on his slider tonight, but that was the very big hit of the ball game. Made it a 4-0 game at that point, and that's where it stands right now.
Was our Pat O'Brien play of the game. Gavin Floyd's night is done. Good outing for Gavin. 2 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. So Terry Francona will make the move to the bullpen. And we'll take a break and tell you about the new tri-pitcher right after this. Outs and nobody on. Cody Allen on to get a little bit of work. And he has not had a lot of work lately.
No, he has not. Going on for the 65th time. Hopefully just on for one hitter.
So there's what he's done in the last week.
Well, see 3 days off, and now they didn't want to give him another 3 days off after just 7 pitches. So you got to get him into a game so he can just get in there and stay sharp.
They'll face Eduardo Escobar. We talked about before the break that big base hit in the 4th inning. At the time it was 2-0, but that hit with 2 outs really felt like, man, that's what hurt the Tribe.
Well, yeah, it did. It was the 2-out hits really do hurt. If you could have got out of that inning and keeping it a 2-0 ball game. I mean, now they haven't scored, but still, you still feel like you're in the game. You get one man aboard, and you can tie it up with one swing of the bat.
1-1 to Escobar. And fouled into the seats. Just under 18,000 here tonight. As I said earlier, they were expecting a little bit bigger crowd, but the mist falling kept some folks away. Here's a look at what we have now. Pretty well spread out. It seems like you have people in just about every section. There's several sections here with 1 or 2 people. There you go. Like the old days at Cleveland Stadium. Come in, buy a ticket, and
sit
wherever you want. Entire section, sure. Full count to Escobar. Aaron Hicks would be next. And a swing and a miss. So Cody Allen faces his one hitter, strikes him out for the 3rd out of the 8th inning. Last chance for the Tribe coming up. After the game, Indians though would like to change the way things are going. They're down 4-0 as we enter the 9th. Glenn Perkins in for his third appearance since he came back from his injury. This will be the first time, though, he's pitched in the 9th inning. Not a save situation with the 4-run lead. Byron Buxton has come into the game. He's in center field, and Aaron Hicks has moved over to right. Torrey Hunter is out. And Jason Kipnis leads it off, seeing strike one. He'll be followed by Ramirez and Lindor. As the Tribe tries to generate some offense here in this 9th inning. Kipnis quickly down in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, they're trying to get Perkins and work him back to the back end of the bullpen and close him like he has done his career. And this is, a good time to do it. 4-run lead. He has 2 holds, and you said this is his third, and there's called strike 3.
Now Perkins wasted little time with Kipnis. 1 out here in the 9th inning. Let's take a look back to our keys to the game, brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Well, Hughes susceptible to the long ball. Not tonight. How long is the leash for Kluber? His shortest outing of the year, and his shortest since September 1st of last year against Detroit, when he went 2 2/3 innings. There's Chris Johnson pinch hitting for Jose Ramirez. He's had a good campaign for the Tribe since he came over in the Swisher and Bourne deal with Atlanta back in early August. He's down quickly, 0-2. Check swing by Johnson. Fans wanted another strikeout. So did Glenn Perkins.
Now let's take a look at that pitch. Where was it?
Should have had it. Yeah, it was in the strike zone.
I've seen more pitches down the middle of the plate this series called a ball than I have all year long.
Two and two now to Chris Johnson. A couple of years ago was in the National League batting race until late in September. Stays alive. Chris Johnson battling Glenn Perkins. Boyer is still loose in the Twins bullpen, so if Perkins would run into trouble, there is backup. Perkins watches Johnson lift that one to right field. Aaron Hicks records it for the second out. So Frankie Lindor, the last hope for the Tribe. Lindor hitting in the 3-hole for the first time in his major league career. 1 for 3 with a single back in the 4th inning. Struck out in the 1st, grounded out to short in the 6th. A swing and a miss for strike 1. Most of the fans left here tonight in Minnesota come to their feet. Well, these Twins, along with the Angels, will now be right there with Houston. Frankie Lindor sends one to left, and it's over the head of Rosario. He started in, and the ball sailed right over. Lindor to second. He'll make it standing up for a double.
He was fooled on that ball. That ball was hit hard, and it was on the line. He thought it was nonchalant. He was flat-footed. It got over his head. That ball tricked him. So Lindor will get a base hit, and watch this, it's right there, a nice line drive. He hit it hard. Look at, he thought he had a beat on it, and that ball gets over his head in a hurry. Fooled by it.
20th double of the season for Lindor, another multi-hit night. Santana swings and pops that one straight up at home plate. Coming back. Suzuki checking it out. It won't have a play. Carlos tonight, 0 for 3. Couple of flyouts. A 3-6-3 double play. Indians trying to make things just a little bit tougher on Glenn Perkins here in the ninth. Two and one now to Santana. Again, a reminder after tonight's game, Indians Live. Dave and Jensen. 3-1 to Carlos. And he drives that one to left field. Rosario looking out, forget about it. Gone. Carlos Santana with a 2-run homer here in the ninth. Slices the Minnesota lead in half, 4-2.
Well, Santana has owned Perkins in his career. I believe that's his 4th home run of Glenn Perkins. So the Indians are on the board. They cut the lead in half. Perkins really upset with himself after that pitch. He went walking in after the ball and he just threw him one right down the middle. 3rd home run from the right side of the plate from Santana.
So the Indians finally show some signs of life on offense here in the ninth. 4-2 now. 2 outs and nobody on for Yan Gomes, who hits that one in the air. Right side, Dozier out, Hicks in. Dozier makes the catch. That's the final out. Final score tonight. Minnesota 4, Cleveland 2. The loss, the Indians fall 2 games below the 500 mark. And now the Tribe will try and avoid a sweep tomorrow night. And they're back here against these same Minnesota Twins at 8 o'clock. Indians Live 7:30 to get your coverage started on Sports Time Ohio. Well, again, the Astros lose, Rick, but again, so do the Tribe, so it's still a 4.5 game deficit in the wild card.
And now they're falling back under the 500 mark again, so it's you know, you had to come out on this road trip and win, and they lose the first 2 games of this trip, the 6-game trip, so that doesn't bode well. And 1 game left to go before we head to Kansas City. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
A tough outing tonight for Corey Kluber, who normally is so consistent, but tonight just 3 2/3 innings. Gave up all 4 of the runs Minnesota scored and takes the loss as Phil Hughes